Hey, comic book fans, welcome back to another episode of Comic Book Geezers. I am Wild Bill, the Unknown Comic, your host. And we got Pete over here.
That's right. Pete,
What's
going on? How's everybody
Pete's doing another part 3 of our Inside the Cover with Avengers number 31 now.
That's right. Extended storyline arc, part 3. Avengers started in 29. Here we got number, and actually probably could have started that in 28, but 29 is when the next wave of the storyline
started kicking in.
So this is the issue. This is Avengers number 31. Never Bug a Giant is the title. So again, if we remember from the previous 2 issues, we had the Avengers battling the trio of Black Widow, Power Man, and the Swordsman. And Henry Pym, otherwise known as Giant Man, is now called Goliath. But he had a little bit of an issue where he was trying to shrink back down to normal size. And he got kind of stuck at 10 feet. So now he's like forever, well, we know not forever, but at the time he's thinking that he's never going to be any shorter than 10 feet, and he's stuck in this big, frame. And so he's brooding and, depressed, and Wasp is crying, and I miss you, and blah, blah, blah. So he's like off trying to find a solution.
He's not having a good time about it.
So there's an old professor colleague of his who he found out was in South America working on some kind of like atom cell thing or whatever. So he goes running off there to meet up with him to talk about his predicament. Meanwhile, for help, right? Meanwhile, you've had the rest of the Avengers battling the other 3, which were the last 2 issues. That seems to have settled down now. So now we've got kind of Hawkeye and the Black Widow again, kind of on the same page, sort of. But now we've got a bigger problem, because now we've got Goliath down in South America. He's coming to this, the Keeper of the Flame, right? Because this weird little village down in South America, they worship this cobalt flame, like that's their god. It's like this giant flame. It's all powerful. We don't know why. We don't know why cobalt flame is any worse than a regular barn fire or whatever. It's just, who knows? But anyway, the Keeper is basically trying to control the flame and then eventually take over the world. But we also know that there's a prince who is the rightful heir to the throne of that village or whatever it is. And he also wants control of the flame. So they have these 2 guys battling it out. Goliath is in the middle of it, but here comes the Avengers to the rescue because there's a lot of stuff going on down there.
Power struggle ensues.
That's right. So again, this is 1966. Once again, a Roger Congleton.
Oh, you got a couple.
Must have bought a collection.
Issues.
Yeah, so the company that I bought this from must have bought a collection because the kid's signature is at the top of the last 2 issues. So here we have Stan Lee wrote the story. Dazzlin' Don Heck, again, arts. Ink, Frank Giacoya. Lettering, Artie Simic. And Bugle Calls, Honest Irving Forbush. I don't know who the hell Bugle Calls. Anyway, so here we start off. Hawkeye, we've learned where Goliath is. His ship was found in South America. So now, they gotta go down and see where they're at. I also mentioned in the last episode that Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver went back to Europe. I guess they're from Romania or something like that. And because they found that their mutant powers are like diminishing. So they figure if they go back home, they can find out why. Maybe they spend some time at home.
Trying to
recharge, I guess. I never knew that mutant powers just disappear. But something's going on with their powers, right? So
something.
So here they are. So now here we got Cap and the Wasp and Hawkeye getting ready to go and rescue Mr. Goliath. So here we have them getting ready to do that. But then we cut to Europe where you've got Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch kind of talking, wondering what's going on. And they're wondering why they've been hanging out in their homeland yet nothing's happening. So they just said, we need patience. We got to have faith. We'll figure out what's going on with this. And then, but don't worry, we can't stay here forever. We know the Avengers won't forget us. So then we cut down to this tunnel where Goliath and Prince, what was his name again? Prince, what is his name? I don't know. Prince, whatever his name is. The rightful heir to the land where all this crap is happening. I forget what his name is.
He wants to take over the world too, though.
Yeah, he as we find out, okay, they're trying to conspire together to beat the Keeper and to deal with this whole flame thing. But as we start to find out, and we got a Marvel Masterworks page, some really cool issues there.
Spider-Man number 40 in the middle. I'd like to get that book someday.
Yeah, exactly. An old good Fantastic Four, fantasy masterpieces. As we find out, and here we have the locals who are under the power of the Keeper are fighting Goliath, right? And they're trying to, they also want to kill the prince. And so, because again, we find out here that the source of this flame is from cobalt, the element we're working with today to produce an all-powerful cobalt bomb. And the prince says, exactly, that is no simple fire the Keeper guards. Within its flaming fury is power enough to destroy the earth. Right? So here we start to find out, a little bit more about what's going on here. And it's not so much the fire, but it's the power. It's almost like I guess nuclear weapons, right? Or
cobalt, the new energy, clean, efficient.
Right? Yes. So here we're starting to find out that not only is this Keeper all consumed with the power of the cobalt, but also this prince is. So Goliath is like, hey, wait a second here. You're really no better than the other dude, right? So he starts to... So now all of a sudden...
The lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
On the power struggle.
So Goliath is like, I need to go and destroy this flame so nobody has all this power. Well, now the prince turns on him too because he wants the power just as much
what are you doing?
As the other guy does. So here we go on, and now all of a sudden... The Avengers arrive on the scene. So they arrive in South America. The police show up, but of course they know the Avengers. They're like, "Oh, you're celebrities. We'll help you." All right. So now they got to go find exactly where Goliath is. So now Goliath is battling everybody here. So all the locals, all the loyalists to the prince, all the ones that are following the Keeper. So here we have all this, crap going on here. Boom, 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 boom. Cool kind of splash page there. And then all of a sudden arriving on the scene as the Goliath gets kind of captured by the Keeper.
It's all his fault.
It's all his fault. Then Hawkeye, the Wasp, and Cap bust onto the scene. And here all sorts of madness ensues. So here we've got Cap's, great shot there, Cap's shield just breaking through a whole bunch of them. Got Hawkeye shooting the bombs out. I don't know what Wasp is doing during all this. She's doing waspy things. She's like looking from above. She's so useless anyway. So here we've got, kind of what you see on the cover here with this like almost like these Dr. Octopus arms, right? This robot thing. That actually happens right here. So the Keeper calls upon this machine which has these long tentacles. And now they've got all of them ensnared, right? We've got all these explosions happening. Here the Wasp comes in. She finds some button, right? Because, of course, there's always a button. And the button stops the tentacles from working. So the Keeper's like, oh, who is this little gnat? I must crush her, right? And so then the other guys get free. And, of course, what they do is they find this giant, like, statue. You can see this all the way down there. And apparently it's made of some kind of metal.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hang on here. He looks like Ultron.
Exactly. Well, that's the statue I'm talking about. So Ultron. I don't know how they discovered this, but they figure whatever this thing is made of, if they have it fall into the cobalt fire, it will neutralize the fire.
All right.
And that's
how they snuff it out.
Exactly what happens. So then, they're sitting there, all right, so the cobalt fire is now gone. It's been put out. So now they have no power source. So they're like, well, do we arrest all these people? Do we arrest the Keeper? And they're like,
there's no threats anymore.
They're
like, just pack it in.
It's exactly. It's like both. It's strange. Both Prince Ray's men and Prince Ray's men and the Keepers have stopped battling. Of course, with the flames snuffed out, they've no prize left to battle for.
Yeah, there's nothing left.
And they seem to have forgotten us completely. What should we do about the Keeper, Goliath? Nothing, Cap. We'll free Anton and leave. They've lost the power of the flame. The power of the flame is a worse punishment than any we could have given them. So they basically just leave them there.
Yeah, because they're all defeated and deflated. There's no power struggle.
There's no power struggle.
There's no power. There's nothing. There's no cobalt. There's no cobalt flame. Time to go back to New York.
Yeah. So now they go back to New York with Dr. Anton, and because Dr. Anton is going to kind of help Goliath hopefully shrink back. And Dr. Anton goes, well, you know what? We should go back and we should confer with a brilliant scientist who I've worked before with, a man named Henry Pym. He can help us. And Goliath is like,
oh, there you go.
He doesn't want to divulge his identity, but that's him basically.
Nope.
So, and that's the end of the issue, and it's clobbering time. I always wanted that thing in that Hulk shirt back in the day, but my parents would never buy it for me.
No.
No. What else we got here? Oh, we got World War II soldiers and some tackle stuff. There we go. And then on the back, we've got, if you need extra money and you know just about 10 people, you can make $50, $100, $200, and more in your spare time. It costs you nothing to try. Boys, girls, men, and women, there you go. It's free. Get our free catalog.
Speaking of free,
we
got a free letter. How can you get in touch with us? Here's how. So this is from Craig.
Craig Kaminsky.
I didn't want to say his last name.
That's okay. Craig doesn't mind. Craig has appeared on The Monster's Den on Sea Tranquility. He's a loyal viewer who now has become into the family. And
so he sent this, amongst other things, to us via fan mail. And Craig wound up giving this off to me. This was actually Craig's.
That back is spectacular. Look at that.
It's ripped.
It is. Well,
yes.
It's been much loved, as Craig
bought this off the rack when he was like 6 years old.
Yep.
Look at that. It pertains, look at that, it's plugging the TV show.
Yep. At the time.
Thank you, Craig. Wow. I can't believe you fessed this up. But yeah, it is used and abused, but thank you so much
for... Needed in your treasury.
Yeah, I don't have it,
yep.
But thank you very much, man. Now. Wow, that was really cool. This is remakes. This particular Treasury edition is 4 issues of Marvel Team Up. These are
featuring all these guys on here.
Yeah, so these are Iron reprints. Like this one is Iron Fist, obviously. Iceman, Ghost Rider, Werewolf by Night, Angel. So I think that's Daredevil, Matt Murdock. I thought this was only 4 in here. So we have, are those the 4 issues?
I believe so, yeah.
So I know one is with Iron Fist. One's with Ghost Rider.
Yeah, Ghost Rider against the Orb, yeah. Pretty cool.
And what else do we have here?
That's
a Werewolf by Night. I was looking to see if, oh, here you go, Wolf at Bay. So these are the actual reprints of Marvel Team Up. Like, here's a splash page for you. Come on, camera. What the hell? Alright. That's a nice splash page. Wolf at Bay. So very cool. Thank you, Craig.
Thank you, Craig. It was very nice of you.
I think I see Morbius on the first one.
Of course you do.
Look at that. Very cool. And then the X-Men. Who's that? No, it doesn't say.
Yeah, sometimes in these they show the covers, but not even in the back.
They're not even showing the covers. You just have to know what stories they're from.
Yeah.
Like, isn't this like issue 12?
I think so. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
With Werewolf by Night. I know this is issue 31 because I have it. With Iron Fist.
Yeah.
So very cool. Very nice. Thank you so much, Craig. So appreciate that.
On the heels of our last Treasury Edition show,
yes,
where you showed all of them and said, I'm missing.
So now I have 20 issues. Now I have 15, 16, 17, and 18. Now I have four in a row.
See that?
Ending with 18, and then the next one is 22. So very cool. Thank you, Craig.
If anybody has any Treasury Edition issues that he does not have and you're willing to part with them, please let us know at sotmail@yahoo.com. And I'm sure Bill will be more than happy to discuss that with you. So.
Well, thank you so much. Wasn't expecting that, but we'll appreciate it. It will be treasured for sure.
There you go. Yeah, thanks for the other stuff, Craig. We appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely cool. Oh, can we show that?
Go grab him. Yeah.
Okay.
Go grab him.
In
the meantime, while Bill is going to grab the rest of the box that came from Craig, once again, issue number 31 of the Avengers was our issue for today. Craig also sent, we've got here The Amazing Spider-Man, Soul of the Hunter. All right, we've got, look at that one, huh?
Silver Surfer.
Coming of Galactus, so I'm assuming this is part of the Jim Starlin. Yeah, this has got to be part of the whole...
I think I already have the Spider-Man issues from this. This is
actually no.
I think this leads up to issue 300. These stories. What's that?
Reprints of the first 2 appearances of Silver Surfer and Galactus and Fantastic Four.
Oh, Fantastic Four. Yeah. Check this. Avengers. I don't know what this is about. We'll find out later.
Got Wonder Man on the front.
Marvel Comics. Whatever. Looks like we'll have to flip through this.
Got some old Doctor Strange in there.
The very best of Marvel Comics, it says. The very best.
That's
Huh?
some early Fantastic Four, Spider-Man.
So he threw out these graphic novels. And then there was this jar of chocolates that I just threw into this production. He didn't.
Craig's like, wait a minute, I didn't put
He
that in
didn't
the
send
box.
these candies. I did. I brought these out, because it's the holidays. Chocolates, kids. Want one? Here you go. Don't take candy from strangers, kids. But you can take a coffee mug from me. There's no harm in that.
There you go.
Anyway, kids, we just wanted to share some stuff that we got.
That's
And we
right.
wanted to say thank you, Craig. That was really cool of you to send us some of these things. We will flip through these and enjoy them. So, as always, thanks for being here. Please click the notification bell so you'll be kept in the loop every time we get a new video. And click that like button. We thank you for that. As always, thanks for your comments and thanks for your subscriptions and your support. And we'll see you next time right here on Comic Book Geezers.
That's right. I'm Pete for Wild Bill. Have a good one. We'll see you all real soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.